Hi guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Monique's TV. I trust you have all been doing amazing and great. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Moyo Sere. If you are new to this channel, like I just said, my name is Moyo Sere and you can call me Mo, Moyo, Monique's, Miss Rejoice, and any other good name you have for me. I'll be very happy to answer to them. On this channel, we'll speak about faith and lifestyle, and this cuts across all topics, provided those topics align with the goals, the vision, the mission, and the values of this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for dropping comments once in a while when you do. But I would encourage you to always drop your comments, share your thoughts with me when you watch my videos. And if you have any ideas you would like me to incorporate, please drop them in the comment section. I will be very happy to read from you guys. So today, guys, what are we talking about? Today, I am led to share with you ways to become a better version of ourselves. You know, like I believe that a lot of people now know that we are not in competition with other people. We don't want to be like other people. We don't want to be like anyone else because we as individuals, we are unique. God made us in a very unique way. Therefore, if you want to be better at all, that means you should be aspiring or aiming to be a better version of yourself. Of course, there's so many ways, there's so many steps we can take, but I feel like these few points, about 5 of them that I want to share, will further help us to become better versions of ourselves in every area of our lives, be it in our career, relationship, academics, in whatever area of life that you are seeking to become better, of which I feel like everybody should aim and strive to become better in all areas. This point will definitely help you with that. So the first point that I have here is that for you to become a better version of yourself, let your intentions and motives be right. So regardless of whatever it is you want to do, maybe you want to help somebody achieve something, you want to help somebody, or you're providing a service, or you're trying to encourage somebody to do better, whatever it is you find yourself doing, make sure that your motive and your intentions for helping or for doing that which you want to do is actually right. Before you take those steps, before you do those things, think through everything you want to do. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to help this person become better? Am I doing this to actually help this person to have a better result? Am I doing this to improve someone else's life? Am I doing this to make someone else happy? Am I doing this to make myself happy? Am I doing this to make God happy? Am I doing this to make the world a better place in the long run? So those are the kind of questions you should always ask yourself. However, if your motive or the intention behind you doing something is to make somebody feel peppered, you know, like we say it in the Yoruba parlance or in Nigerian parlance, to pepper them. If your intention is to pepper somebody or maybe to prove a point to somebody that, oh yes, I can do this, I'm also there, you know, I can do this, I can do that. And your intention is to make somebody feel less of themselves. Your intention is to make somebody angry. Your intention is to make somebody jealous or envious of you. My best advice to you today is that change that motive, change that intention. And do not do that thing because your motive is not right, your intention is not right. Always do things because you have the right intentions or you have the right motives. Number 2 is to seek to improve our character. I came about this point on a particular day when I watched one of Joshua Selman's messages. And in that message, I think it was a crossover message. And what he had said in that message was that if we want to have a better year, you know, he was talking about the forthcoming year, that if we are to have a better year and to have a year where our prayers will be answered, where nothing is going to hinder our prayers from being answered, where we will have our miracles easily and cheaply. He said that we have to look inwards and try to identify those character flaws that we have as humans, those characters or characteristics or attributes or attitudes that we have that we ourselves genuinely know could prevent God from answering our prayers. And he also said something very important. You can actually call on the Holy Spirit to help you identify what those flaws are, what those attributes are, what those characteristics are. Because a lot of times, it's not just Satan or the prince of Persia who prevent our miracles from coming or who prevent our answers from being delivered. It's sometimes our own personal characters, our own personal characteristics, our own personal attitude and attributes. So as individuals, if you want to become a better version of yourself, think about all those qualities that you have, those characteristics of yours that can actually prevent your prayers from being answered, that can actually prevent favor from coming to you, that can actually prevent good things from happening in your life, that can actually put you forward to the world as a very bad person or a person with a bad character. So look inwards, find out what those issues are and ask God to help you, with them. For some, it could be impatience. For some, it could be pride. For some, it could be doubt. For some, it could be overthinking. Whatever those things are, ask the Holy Spirit to help you, and gradually you'll see that you become a better version of yourself. Number 3, be intentional in doing good to people. And I say this because the world is gradually becoming such a very wicked world, a very, I don't know, a world where everybody's just being selfish. Everybody's looking out for themselves and themselves alone. People are not really caring about their neighbors, of which I'm actually not saying that people, there are no kind people. Of course, there are still kind people. There are still well-meaning individuals, but the world is gradually moving towards a place where everybody's just looking out for themselves alone. People do not really care what happens to their neighbors. You know, you can see your neighbor being robbed and you turn a blind eye. You can see things going bad in your friend's family and you turn a blind eye, like, oh, it's none of my business. I don't need to interfere. I don't need to be involved. Being good to people could just be praying for people. Being good to people could be lending a helping hand when you see them struggling with one or two things and you have the capacity to be able to help them. Of course, you need to know when you have to step in and when not to step in. But what I'm trying to say is that learn to be good to people. When people ask you for help, if it's in your capacity to do, if you have the ability to offer that help, be good to people. Help people. In general, just be good to people. Be intentional about being good and be intentional in doing good. That way, a better version of you evolves constantly and continually. Number 4, avoid pride. Avoid pride. So I have learned that pride is not just about, you know, the loud pride, you know, where people come out and boast and say, hey, I have this, hey, I have this degree, I have this award, I can do this, I can do that, I have this house on the beach, I have this, no, it's not just about that. There's also subtle pride. So let me give you an example of what subtle pride is. Subtle pride is when you see people doing well, but in your heart you're like, they are doing well, yeah, I'm also doing well too. They're not better than me, they're not better off. I'm also good in my own lane and all of that. You know, that kind of attitude, I think it's a subtle way of being proud. As individuals, try to avoid pride in all ramifications. It can come in any way. Anybody can be proud. You know, a lot of times we feel like it's only rich folks or people who have the big jobs, who have the big gigs, who are proud or who have the capacity of being proud. Even people who do not have enough, people who even do not have as much as some others can be proud. Anybody can be proud. Anybody can be proud. Any category of human can be proud. So as individuals, whatever level you find yourself, whatever level you are, whatever stage you are in your life, whatever level you are in your career path, whatever level you are in your family, amongst your friends or colleagues, please avoid pride in all form, in all shade. Avoid pride. And the final point that I have to share with us today is that learn to identify what triggers you. Identify your trigger. A lot of us, when we are triggered, we are forced to act out of character. You know, sometimes we don't intend to act out of character, but because we fail to identify our triggers early and learn how to handle or deal with them, we find ourselves acting out of character. So if you're of this age where you're already mature, you already understand yourself, you already know who you are and what you are trying to achieve in life, you already know where you're going, you already know the kind of person, the kind of brand you are building, trying to build out of yourself. Please be quick to learn what triggers you. Be quick to know what triggers you. If you're this kind of person who feels like you're triggered by people who tell lies, try not to surround yourself with liars. Identify your triggers, identify what brings out the non-Jesus attitude in you and begin to work on them so that you will live a better life. So guys, let me reiterate the 5 points that I've discussed with you today on how to become a better version of yourself. 1 is that let your intentions and motives be right when you're doing things. Number 2, seek to improve your character. We all have those flaws and we can improve ourselves by asking the Holy Spirit to show us what those flaws are and how to improve. Number 3, do good to people. Be intentional about being good. Be intentional. Number 4, avoid pride in all form. And number 5, identify your triggers and avoid them or work on them. So that's all for today, guys. So we'll see you again. It's bye from your girl, Miss Rejoice.